And we're recording. Take it, Parker.
What is up, you guys? It is Radio Voice Parker with Deco Exchange. Y'all, I'm just kidding. Y'all, it's Parker with Deco Exchange. Y'all, I've been here the last 3 nights, so welcome to the final night. Today is all about business questions, so hopefully you guys have brought some. I'm going to go through and let everyone introduce themselves and where you can find them on social media and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, if you guys want to put in the chat, like, what is your biggest pain point in your business or starting a business right now? And that'll give us a little bit of talking points. Once we start getting questions, we'll obviously answer questions. But if you guys want to let us know about all of that, we'll be happy to go with that. So, Rhonda, why don't you start?
Hey guys, I'm Rhonda Nickerson and I am the owner of Rhonda's Creative Corner. You can find me on all social media on Rhonda's Creative Corner.
Cool deal. Next, we got Miss Christine Jerry.
Hey, I'm Christine Jerry from the Virtual Collab Hub, and I help busy entrepreneurs monetize their websites to diversify their income potential and coordinate the chaos at the same time.
Thanks, Christine. We've also got Brooke Riley.
Hello, everybody. My name's Brooke, and I'm with Refabbed and Refab Boutique. So we got 2 totally different businesses. The boutique has clothes and accessories. Refabb's a DIY, decorating, website, social media. I also teach and coach in the online space to help businesses grow their social media and their online presence to maximize profits.
Thanks, Brooke. And then Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa Sayers, and you can find me everywhere in social, Marissa May Sayers. That is kind of my personal brand. I actually am a part of direct sales. I've seen a few people shouting out direct sales in the chat. And then Sayers & Co. is our handmade business. So we do all things wood, drop shipping, fulfillment for other companies and businesses, sublimation, all of those things.
Cool deal. And then Damon.
Y'all, I am Damon from Deco Exchange, and we teach people how to make wreaths, and we teach creatives how to sell their products online. And we also host a podcast at makersmeanbusiness.com.
Cool deal. Well, y'all, I'm obviously the co-owner of Deco Exchange, like I mentioned. You can find us everywhere as Deco Exchange on social media. Y'all, this was hosted by Michael, so I want to give a quick shout out to them and say thank you, as well as thank you to the IT team, Raina and Tyler, helping us moderate and make sure the show runs smoothly. So thank you, ladies. Y'all, if you haven't heard, Michael's did launch a bulk buying program on Sunday. It's kind of like a wholesale program, but not quite. You can buy bulk of thousands of items and get deep discounts on those bulk items as well. You can read all about it at michaels.com/michaelspro. They do have a tax exempt system built into that, and it is currently only available in the US, you guys. Y'all, I think we can just jump right into questions. I see there's about 18 in the Q&A.
Awesome.
So I think what we were going to do, you guys, is a round robin type thing. If you guys have a specific question for a specific person, just note that in the question and we'll be happy to point them to that person.
Awesome, Parker. Thank you so much. Our first question is for Rhonda, and they are asking, what is your best SEO tip or search engine optimization? I'm assuming that's what that stands for.
Okay, so my best SEO tip would be to make sure that you're using things that people will really search for. Like, make sure, like if you're doing Etsy, make sure that all of the you use all of the SEO words that people will actually search for. So you don't want to use something that is out of the way of what you're actually trying to sell. So if it's a wreath and it's a red wreath, a Christmas wreath, you want to make sure that you're putting all of those SEO words in there so that when somebody is searching for it, it'll pick your wreath up.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Our next question is for Brooke. And it's, if I have a website, do I need a business page on Facebook as well?
Yes, absolutely. 100% yes. having a presence on Facebook for your business is going to be absolutely key. And doing it on your personal page is not the same. You absolutely need a business page on Facebook for your business.
Awesome. Thank you, Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
And the next person is this is for Parker. At what point does your hobby become a business? Is there a dollar figure?
Yeah, the first time you make a sale, anytime there's a transaction, you're officially a business, whether you want to be or not. But I will say mindset is extremely important. I mentioned it last night on the questions last night, but if you aren't treating yourself like a business, no one else is going to treat you like a business. But as far as like price and legal and taxes, as soon as you make a sale, you've essentially become a business.
Great. The next one is for Damon. Do you have you noticed any trends for the holiday season as far as your business goes?
Yeah, so what we're seeing for trends is navy blues, golds, gnomes are still in, the trucks are still here, buffalo plaid is still in. Buffalo plaid in the red and white and the black, or red and black and the light black. And the woodsy animals are still, they were all over market still.
Awesome. The next question for Christine. How important is Pinterest for an online art business? And which social media platforms are top of the list when starting out?
I love this question, actually. Pinterest for any business, like we actually had a whole discussion today with our team and one of our brands, is that Pinterest clearly drives traffic that converts. If you're putting the right images and products out there on your Pinterest profile. However, I would say if you're first starting out, build your Facebook community first, because community first will help you drive more eyeballs to all the other platforms. So Pinterest isn't necessarily like a back and forth building a relationship. So if any, I would start in Facebook and then master that and move on to Pinterest.
Great advice.
So,
Thanks, Christine.
Christine, as that brand that you represented today, feel free to actually share what we discovered today on Pinterest to maybe help motivate some people that Pinterest isn't just a place to go look at pretty things.
Right. So we're reviewing the analytics together, and we realized that people are coming from Pinterest, and that tracks to our website. And then, so they go over to howtomakerules.com, and then maybe they check out a Facebook Live that they do. And if that turns into a sale, we can track that first pin created revenue. And the numbers are, I mean, I find them phenomenal for just knowing what that platform can provide. I don't know.
It was about $26,000 in the last 30 days that tracked directly back to Pinterest pins.
Awesome. Thank you, Christine.
No problem.
The next question is for Marissa. And it is best way to drive traffic to your webpage.
For me, best way that I drive traffic to my webpage is through my social media. So I think also Pinterest. I have not gotten on the Pinterest train as much as I should. But for me, with starting out, I think small businesses starting out, like Christine said, starting with community, starting with Facebook, always linking them back, call to action through my Insta stories are actually like my highest converting click-throughs to my website. So for me, Insta stories, things that feel very interactive, personal, and you get a lot of interaction with, that is my best way to drive traffic.
Awesome, thank you. And we are back to Rhonda. So for a craft person first starting a business, what is the first and most important thing you should do?
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you guys what I did. So I figured out a name, and then I went and registered my name. Then I got a tax ID, and then I figured out what it is that I wanted to do the most, because I make mums and I make wreaths. And so I started my business page on Facebook, and it all started there. So you just kind of want to do everything in order. But the most thing is find your name, get your name registered, go and get your tax ID, and then start your social media where you can promote your business.
Awesome. Next up is Brooke. Getting started has been the hardest, finding people, finding what people want, and figuring how best to ship. How would you tackle these problems?
I'm going to have to read that again.
Okay.
Getting started, it has been the hardest finding people, finding what people want, and figuring how best to ship. I'm not positive that I understand this question. They're just getting started and they're having a hard time finding people and what those people want. I don't know what they're shipping or anything like that or what their business is, so that's a little bit hard to address. But what I tell everybody all the time when they're getting started, and it does not matter what the business is, do something that you are passionate about in life, period, if you're going to have a business with it. When you've got a passion and people can see that and you're putting that out to people, the right people are going to come and they're going to see you. When you're excited about what you're doing, whether it's painting a door hanger or making a craft or selling a shirt in a store, your excitement and your love and your passion for that is going to come across, and it is going to attract the right people. And when you get that community built, they're going to tell you what they want. Like if you're just listening to them and you're engaging with them and taking part in the conversation, they're telling you what they want. So getting them there with what you love to do and having that show through, responding to comments, engaging with them, and then just listening, and they're going to tell you what it is that they want. As far as the shipping, that's kind of hard for me to, that could go a million different directions without knowing a little bit more about that. But just love what you do. It's going to show through, and be consistent on social media. Always post daily. Make sure you're engaging with the people, even if it's just a few. They've chosen to follow you, and you need to engage with them and show up for them and be consistent, and the rest is going to follow in time. It's just not an overnight thing.
100% agree. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
The next one is for Parker. What tips do you have for preparing for the holiday season?
So y'all, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm more of a technical analytical side of the business. So with that being said, I would say get ready before you need to be ready to sell something. We're already creating Christmas products. We're already marketing Christmas products. We're already making blog posts about Christmas products. Why? Because the way the different systems work. Google takes around 3 months. Pinterest takes around 3 months. Facebook is usually pretty instant. But all of those things need to get in the system so people can start finding what you're creating. Also, for someone like a maker, you want to have them stuff that they're ready to buy to get ready to decorate for that season. People start decorating for Christmas like last week. So if you're not ready for, those things to start being sold and people start buying those things, you already missed the boat. It's kind of like a wave, right? When you're surfing, you got to be ready to get onto it. So my suggestion is to know the trends and know when things start getting popular.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is it's perfectly acceptable for me to shop for Halloween stuff in July.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfectly.
We literally
Great.
start
Tell my
marketing
husband
Christmas. We start marketing Christmas in July, and it
Awesome.
sells.
Like
I believe
you're
it.
kind of late if you're just on the Halloween train. Like you're a little late.
Oh, okay. Noted.
So you need to tell him you need to get on it. Like you're late to the game already.
I'm going to tell him that you all said that.
Yeah.
So the next question is for Damon. They asked you to please discuss the merits of each social media platform for keeping your business active. So, which social media platforms do you gravitate towards that you see the most action?
So I'm going to tell you that no one's opinion counts but your own. If you hate the platform, you're never going to do well on it. Y'all, I do not like Instagram. I couldn't tell you the last time I made my own post or read a comment on Instagram. It's not my thing. However, Marissa's thing is Instagram, right? I don't like YouTube. Rhonda's thing is YouTube. I personally love the engagement that I get on Facebook, and I love interacting with people on Facebook. So my business shows that 100%. Facebook gives me 20 times the return than any other platform. So what I always tell my students is, what platform do you love? Work out all the kinks on that one platform, and then pick the second one that you love, right? Because if you try to go all in on Twitter and you hate Twitter, it's never going to work out.
That's true.
Yep. Thank you. Our next question is for Christine. And they're asking, what is the best way to set up a business page on Facebook?
This is probably the first time I'm going to have to pass it to the person that this should go to.
Okay.
I'm going to send this over to Damon Oates, wherever you are on my screen.
Yeah, so that's actually kind of a interesting question. Like, what type of content are you going to produce? I will tell you that the worst type of page is a business page, because then Facebook's going to treat you like a business, and Facebook's going to want you to pay to play. If you are willing to get in front of the camera, create a creator's account, the video account. You will get the most reach for hardly any effort. And if you can't do either one of those, create the community account. So basically, y'all, if you're confused what I'm talking about, it's all a business page, but whenever you go to create that Facebook page, it's going to ask you, like, do you want an e-commerce store? And just depending on which block you press when it pops up, basically depends on how Facebook's going to treat you, right? So Facebook wants to be the next YouTube. So right now, video content is huge.
Yep.
Good to
Y'all,
know.
unfortunately, there's no black or white answer for any of it. It's, what are you willing to do to grow your business? Like, if all you want is an e-commerce store and you have an ad budget, go for it.
Awesome. Thank you, Damon. Christine, do you want to take the next one since you passed your turn, or would you like me to move on to Marissa?
You can move on to Marissa.
Marissa, we have someone asking, should I file for a DBA/business license prior to creating an Etsy shop?
So they go hand in hand. Business license you have to do through your city. And so if you're creating your Etsy shop at night, they're not going to be open. So I would say create your Etsy shop and then call your city hall the next morning. And for my city, we can do it over the phone. It's really easy and it's usually very cheap. So if that's what's stopping you, then create your Etsy shop and then the next day call and get your business license taken care of.
I do
Awesome.
have
Thank
one
you.
thing to add if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
The technical answer is no, you don't. As long as you have a social security number, you can create an Etsy store. They'll send you a 1099 and you're good to go. So no, you technically don't have to, but if you're trying to run a business, y'all, like, go make it legal and do all the things.
Yeah, so all the extra things is what we would suggest, because then you can purchase stuff wholesale and you can do the resale certificates and you can not have your personal income and your tax income and your business all a mess. Like, you can't go create a bank account for your business just because you opened an Etsy store. Like, you have to have that paperwork from the state. And y'all, you can get an EIN number for free. Just literally, what I recommend is go to sba.gov, and it's a government program that is free. And you can literally sit down across the table from someone in your city, most likely, if it's somewhat of a large city, and they can help you plan out exactly what you need to do, step 1 to step 10, on getting your business legal in your city.
Thank you, everybody, for that one. Next up is Rhonda.
Yes.
And they are asking, do any of you, or do you have a subscription format for your business? And if so, do you have any tips on how to start that?
Yes, I do have I have a couple of subscription groups. So I have one to actually teach wreaths and mums, and then I have one where I sell ribbon or give a monthly box of ribbon, and then I have one that does mesh. And so I use PayPal. So it's a lot of different platforms that you can actually use, but I just prefer PayPal at this moment. If I grow even more, then I'm pretty sure that there's other formats, and Damon would know the other formats. Damon has a large subscription group. I don't think he used to use PayPal when he first started. I do know that, but I think he's with something different now. But yeah, I use PayPal, and just go for it. I mean, if it's something that you believe in and it's something that you want to do, don't let anything stop you. You just go for it and do it.
Agreed. I love it. Thank you, Rhonda.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have Miss Brooke, and they are wondering, what's your best tip for getting customers to your Etsy shop?
I don't have an Etsy shop,
Oh.
but I used to a long time ago, but I don't sell on Etsy. I don't do handmade products for sale. So I would love to take I can give advice on how to do it, and I've got good answers, but I want somebody to answer that actually has an Etsy shop that focuses on getting people there, and then I'd be glad to answer the next question. So whoever wants to take that.
Damon.
Anybody have an Etsy shop? Damon?
Do you want me to take it? I mean, we've only done about 14,000 sales on Etsy, so it's a little going there. Y'all, but I'm telling you, the same thing that Brooke would have told you is the same answer, y'all. It's the same way. You have to make sure that your titles, your tags, your SEO is all on point, and you have to make sure that your pictures are really good.
Yes.
Right? So right now, if you were talking to me and it was focused on that pumpkin over there, it probably wouldn't give you the same message or the same feel.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, so that is, Etsy has about 42 million built-in customers, but there's also about 3 million built-in sellers. And a lot of those people are probably selling the same product that you are. So you don't want to just depend on Etsy and its platform. So you'll want to use Facebook and Pinterest and your email list and all those other items to start driving traffic to your Etsy store as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will tell you not to expect like your Etsy to blow up overnight. It's going to take a little while. However, if you are willing to get on TikTok, I've seen a lot of Etsy stores go from 0 sales to 1,000 sales overnight by going viral on TikTok.
Isn't that crazy?
Very cool. Thanks, Damon.
Mm-hmm.
So back to you, Brooke.
Okay.
How does social media help you sell your products?
Okay. Well, hey, that's good. That's perfect. I'd love to talk about
Take that one. All right.
I feel like any business and any sales all start with community. I feel like getting to know your people on your page, your followers, building that following with the right people who relate to your brand and believe in your core values and everything else. I really don't feel like it's about the sales, it's about the people. And when you get the right people there and you've got that connection with them and they love you and they trust you, then it is a natural thing for them to want to buy from you when you're selling something. That's how I see it, 100%. So I care deeply about all of my followers on Refabbed and on the boutique. And I think they see that and they feel that. So when there is something that I'm selling, the inclination to buy is there because I've developed that relationship with them. And I think selling is about a relationship. It's not necessarily about a product. There may be 100 people that sell this same shirt I've got on, but what I tell the people in my coaching group is there's only one you that can sell that shirt. So it's not necessarily about how pretty is that shirt and is it going to catch somebody's eye, but it's the person selling them the shirt and how they've connected with them. So I just think that's super important. I think that's the key right there.
I like it. Thank you, Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Parker. And they are wondering, is it best to have a Facebook page or a Facebook group?
Yes. I think everyone here has both, you guys. If you're just starting out and doing both is overwhelming to you, start with a Facebook page. But depending on what week Facebook decides to change the algorithm, sometimes Facebook pages get more reach, sometimes groups get more reach. In a perfect world, you'd have both. But if you're just starting out, just start out with a page and start building your community there. Mm-hmm. My suggestion, at least, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll double down on that. So there's, Okay, so the whole point of Facebook really, y'all, is that so you can retarget the same people over and over again. You lose a lot of those insights and the abilities to retarget people if you just go into a group. In the future, those things will be there for groups. Right now, it's only on your page. So build your page, funnel them to a group. Whenever we were just starting, we used the Facebook group as our VIP. So if a customer purchased from us off the website or off of Etsy, they got a thank you that said, hey, please come join us in our VIP customer group. You'll get the first sneak peek of all new products.
Awesome, thank you. And the next person is Damon after Parker. So back to you, Damon. They would like to know, how do I prevent duplicate sales if I have a website and a listing on Etsy?
So it's going to depend on where your website is, but I would Google the name of your website and then Google plugin or app that connects to Etsy. Then you manage all of your inventory from your website and then you push it from the website to Etsy. That way, if it sells on Etsy, it comes out of your inventory on the website. Do not go out there and create a new listing on every platform. It's going to be a nightmare. If you're a Shopify store, it's called Etsy integration. If you have a Wix shop, it's also called Etsy integration, and it just pulls your whole Etsy store right into your website.
Good, thank you. Good to know. And next up we have Christine. So this person does visual art, and they're a bit overwhelmed. They're wondering where to begin building a presence online to build a portfolio and start selling.
I think it depends what your initial goal is. So let's say, and who you're trying to target. So if you're trying to sell your visual art, then you wouldn't necessarily go live in your Facebook page and start showing them how it came to be, your final piece. I would start connecting the dots between your final piece, and if you're selling locally, how is that relating locally? So if you are using landscape in your current area, connect that, because what people will start doing is emotionally tying themselves to that landmark, and then they'll connect the dots emotionally, and then you'll build this following more in the community. But if you're going wider and you're would love to sell nationwide, then start adding in more familiar memories that people might connect to, because at the core of it to me is building that emotional tie between your brand and them. And then once you've got that connection, then that community just blooms. So that would be my suggestion. You just really tie in emotion with your pieces, especially visual arts.
I love it. Thank you, Christine. So next up we have Marissa, and they're asking, it's another licenses question. They said, do you need any special licenses to get started?
So Rhonda and Parker answered this. I would recommend EIN first. Like Damon mentioned, it's free. Technically with Etsy, like Parker mentioned, you don't need anything as long as you have your social security number. So, I mean, technically the answer is no. You can make something tonight. You could list it locally, but if you want to be a legitimate business, which I think everyone here, that's their goal, then I would recommend contacting your city. For me, it doesn't matter if I only do 100% online sales. I have to have a business license through my city. I know that that's not the same for all areas. So I would contact your city hall and ask them if there's anything you need for your area.
Okay. And just another one to you real quick, Marissa. They want to know how much do they need to know about their kind of business before they start it up?
So, I mean, I would say nothing. I started my business with a pair of scissors, a printer, and sticker paper. I started my business hand cutting stickers into die cuts and putting them in Ziploc bags. So my answer is going to be, you can get a degree from YouTube, and as long as you're good at Googling and you're interested in making it work in the long end and putting in the time and effort, I don't think that there's anything that you need to know right off the bat. Do you need to know about, taxes, yes, I've definitely talked to a CPA and things of that nature. But as far as, oh, do I have to know so much about decorating or creating or DIY or whatever? My answer is going to be no. Like, do what you love and show it. And how Brooke was saying, like, the right people are going to find you. Because if you're really passionate about just you're learning how to make something and you're super excited because you're learning how to make it, like, other people are going to feel your excitement and they're going to be like, oh, you know. So my answer is no. You don't have to know too much before you get started.
Thank you. Next up is Rhonda. And they are super new to this all. Amber wants to know, are there business plan templates available for small businesses that you would recommend? And do you think they're necessary?
To have a business plan, I think is very necessary if you want to go far, or if you're trying to get a business loan. When I started my business, I was able to find a free program that I could go to, and they actually helped me to write my business plan. But I'm sure Google has a whole bunch of business plans that you can use as a template. But I think that it is good. I believe that you should have a plan if you're going to be successful in what you're going to do. But just like Marissa said, you know, when she started, she started with what she did. If that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. But some people like me, in my head, I have to like plan out everything that I'm going to do. So my business plan, when they helped me with my business plan, I mean, it was awesome because I could see in front of me everything that I wanted to do and everything that I wanted to achieve, you know. So I would think that Google has templates for you guys. But yeah, the place that I went to, they actually helped me and gave me a template for me to be able to write mine out.
Awesome. Google has everything.
Yeah, Google has everything.
All right, next up we have Brooke.
Okay.
And they want to know, so they do handmade jewelry and they want to turn that into a business. And so how to use Facebook, Etsy, and other platforms to sell their products. Do you have any best tips for, getting people to their page, posting, pictures, stuff like that?
Yes. Okay. Some of the things we've mentioned before, it kind of all keeps coming back around. Like, so a lot of the stuff we're saying in response to some of these others, it just all keeps coming full circle. As far as handmade, of course, you mentioned Etsy. That's a wonderful platform. What you're going to have to understand is there's nothing wrong with the fees. They are putting you in front of millions of people that they have right there set to buy from. So I hear way too many people get caught up in the fact that there's going to be a fee to sell on there. You just factor that in. So selling on Etsy, selling on an e-commerce site, such as like a Shopify website, I would highly recommend not putting all of your eggs into one basket. So like Etsy, I would have my own website. I like Shopify. There's WooCommerce, there's other ones that you can use, but Shopify is very user-friendly. So setting up an e-commerce site to sell your goods, having an Etsy store on Facebook, promoting that product, showing pictures, building that community. It still goes back to what I said earlier, building that platform, building that community, making relationships with the people, not just selling to somebody, being consistent with what you post, how often you post, 2 to 3, 4 times a day. It kind of is just going to depend on the feel of your own page, and you're going to know what's working and what's not. But the key thing is on social media in general, any platform, it's being consistent and being there daily and engaging with the people. And if somebody asks you a question on Etsy, this is one of the key things that I've seen when I've bought stuff from people on Etsy. If they don't respond to me, they lose my sale. So respond to the people that are asking you about your product, okay? Because that could be what makes you the sale over this person over there. And just driving, honestly, Facebook and Instagram swipe ups are the 2 key places that drives sales to my store. My boutique is just putting it out there, good quality pictures, good engaging captions that gets people to want to talk back to you, and then having somewhere to send them. And like I said, having more than one place to send them is always good. You can also use the Facebook shop button. You can set your Facebook page up like Damon was saying earlier for sales. There's so many different ways to maximize how you can sell to somebody. So I would just say, put it out there, promote it, be consistent, and give it a little bit of time, because nothing happens just overnight. You've got to build those relationships.
Awesome. Thank you, Brooke.
Mhm.
So next up is Parker. And this one, there's a couple of people kind of asking around the same question. So I'm just going to kind of generalize it and roll it all into one.
Yeah.
And it might be helpful to have someone from the analytics and technical side of this answer this question. They're wondering, how do they widen their network and web-based business beyond people that they know? Is there an analytics side to that is tried and true, proven?
Sure. Yeah. Y'all, let me start by saying we have around 20 minutes left. I'm seeing we're creeping up on around 200 questions. I see people saying that they haven't got to your question. Y'all, we're trying to go as quickly as we can. Just wanted to throw that out there and let you guys know. As far as widening your reach and basically growing your social media, y'all, social media is a machine. It learns what you do. It learns who you talk to. It learns who engages with your page. But the one key thing that you have to do is talk to your perfect person and only worry about that perfect person. Whenever you're doing something, creating any kind of content, you have to have that perfect person in mind. When we first started, we were interested in selling wreaths. So we only talked to people who were interested in buying a wreath, how to hang the wreath, how to store the wreath, how to protect the wreath. So whenever you're creating that kind of content, Facebook realizes, or whatever social media you're on realizes, the kind of people that engage on your page and like your page and comment on your page, and it naturally shows it to more people. That's one main way. The other way is what Brooke just said. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, Facebook is also going to learn that. It just helps streamline the process when you're consistent.
Thank you. So next up, we have Damon. And they're learning, where is the best place to learn to do a paid tutorial?
So, I mean, if you don't want to pay to learn, probably YouTube or Google. I think all the coaches here teach how to do that. I know Brooke does. I know we do. Rhonda, I'm sure Rhonda teaches it. But basically, all you're going to do is answer your customer's questions. So create a detailed step-by-step ebook, PDF, video. Then you need a place to sell it. You can sell that from Etsy. You just create it as a digital product. You can sell it from your website. You can sell it from a random landing page connected to your CRM system or your email system. There's so many different avenues or answers to that one question. I would tell you, if you are brand new, if you are just thinking it's a good idea, I would create a simple landing page somewhere. Scratch that. I would probably just go straight to Etsy if you already have a handmade store, because Etsy will host it for you. It'll have the landing page for you. It'll collect the money for you, and it will deliver the product.
Yeah, thank you. And next up, we have Christine. And they are wondering, they have tons of traffic to their Etsy and their Facebook page, what they're calling window shoppers, but they're not sealing the deal on their sales. So do you have any tips for them to seal that deal and get people to actually purchase their products?
I'm going to go at this like an analytical standpoint, just because I know that we can all get traffic from using the right keywords and just positioning it in a certain way. I think what happens, and I noticed this was a website that has incoming traffic, but really quick, they really quickly leave the site. And that is when they got to you, they didn't see what they thought was described in the search. So if you're clear on your descriptions, on your products, your product titles, even your tags, wherever you have it listed, or if you have it on your website, being super clear will help increase your conversion to sale. And it'll also increase the time that that person that searched for that product will stay on your page. So if you're using your own website, then you want them to stay on your website a lot longer. So definitely make sure those descriptions and titles are absolutely hands down clear and match what you're selling.
Okay.
Do you
And
guys
next up,
mind if I add something really quick to that?
absolutely, go for it, Parker.
So you guys, you're saying you're getting tons of traffic to your website. I just need you to think for a second, how much is a ton to you, right? So typical e-commerce conversion rates are 1 to 2%. That means 1 to 4%. Damon's saying 1 to 4%. So let's say it's in the middle, 2 to 3%. That means for every 100 people that see your item, 2 or 3 people will make a purchase. So if you're saying tons, is it like 50 or is it like 5,000? Because if you're getting 5,000 views and not getting a sale, something's wrong. Your picture's terrible, your description's wrong, or they went looking for something that wasn't what you showed them. So just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I have something to add too. The biggest thing that I see is that people love to go into groups of people that sell the same product that they do, and they love to post their item for feedback. Okay, so you just ruined your analytics because you literally posted a link to your product amongst a whole bunch of people are going to go click on it to look at it and not buy it. You just told Etsy that your product sucked. I just sent 1,000 people to this product, no one bought it. Etsy's going to say, that must be a terrible product, push it way down in the algorithm. So a lot of you people go into those groups, you post your products, you're bragging about how proud you are, and you just killed your Etsy shop. So just play the game smarter. That's all I can say.
That's true.
Great advice. Thank you to all of you. Next up, we have Marissa. And they are, let's see, so this person is going to school and they're also hoping to launch their business and they're wondering how they can keep their business alive while they're busy during the school year. Do you have any tips for juggling?
Time management. So what you want to do is, I like to tell people, keep track of your day for 2 or 3 days. Set a timer for every 15 minutes or every 30 minutes if that's too overwhelming for you. And you're going to write down everything you got done within that 15 to 30 minutes. You're going to be able to see real quick where you're wasting time, where you're scrolling, where you thought it only took you 5 minutes to do this, but really it took you 27. You're going to be able to see really quick where you have way more time than you thought. Also, you're going to need to make sacrifices. So if you want a business and also other stuff, you're going to need to, sacrifice girls' night out or your Netflix show or whatever it may be. And I don't mean, don't do anything ever. You also need to take care of yourself. But if you go out on girls' night out 3 times a month, maybe that needs to be down to 1 time a month if starting a business is really high priority on your list for you.
I have one quick thing to add to that if it's okay.
Absolutely.
When I started Refabbed 5 years ago, I was still working full time. I would get there at 7 in the morning and leave at usually like 5 o'clock or depending how late I was working, get the kids, get them home, get them in bed. I was like a lot of these women that may be watching and feeling like that. And I was stressed out to the max. And I am a go to bed early kind of gal. And I would make myself stay up. And it's the sacrifices that Marissa's talking about. I knew that I wanted my business to succeed enough that I was willing to stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning and even turn around and get back up at 5:30 just to make it happen. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't like whatever, but I believed in my business enough to do that. And so you're going to have to sacrifice for it to happen. And it just depends how bad you want it, but it's going to take work.
Gotcha. Thank you. So we're about the 15 minutes to the top of the hour mark. I just want to point out to the panelists, if you go into the Q&A and you can scroll through those questions, if you see a question while somebody else it's their turn to answer, if you see a question and you want to answer it yourself, you can type an answer to that person. So we can maybe get through these questions a little bit faster while we're taking turns. So next up, we have Rhonda again. Hello, I love your smile. So next person is asking, so this is a little more specific, but we're hoping maybe you can help. So they have a home baking business, and they're wondering if you have any tips for boosting a home baker business.
A home baker's business. Well, as you've heard us all saying, I mean, if you want to be successful, I definitely would put your business, get it on social media so that you can start building there. Social media is everything with our business. I mean, if it wasn't for social media, a lot of us wouldn't even be where we are right now. So I think that social media, getting on social media is very important for any business. If it's from baking to selling wreaths to whatever you're selling, I think that you should definitely start on social media. Like Damon said, pick which one you want to do. I think Facebook is always a good one to start with, you know. So I started with Facebook and then I went to YouTube, and YouTube did way better for me than Facebook does. Like I have way more followers on YouTube. So you just have to find your niche and what helps you. If you want to start a YouTube channel, baking, then start that. I mean, you can get a lot of followers that way and you can start building your brand that way.
Awesome, thank you.
Go ahead, Marissa.
I was just gonna say, I love local business. So first of all, with baking, there's like a lot of rules and all of that stuff. So make sure you check that out. But second of all, in my opinion, a chamber of commerce is hugely underutilized for small business. So contacting your chamber of commerce, you can go to their meetings, obviously right now with COVID, but bring some of your stuff, have people try it, get to know your other local businesses. Local business has been huge for me. I get tagged in posts now from people that I have no idea who they are. And they know that from another post from someone else that I do X, Y, and Z. And so they're tagging me. So get into your local groups, get into, local mom groups or family groups, chamber of commerce, talk to other businesses. Local business is like a huge untapped opportunity in my opinion.
For sure, especially with perishables.
And I would say for the bakery, the stories feature on Facebook, Instagram, all the things are going to be huge for you, because you want to play into that behind the scenes. Like you just, with the mixer going and you're whisking that icing or whatever, and you get that cool video of your locals. Like imagine every food commercial, right? After you watch that commercial, what do you want to do? You instantly want to eat that. If you have a bakery shop, it's a perishable item. You want to get instant access to people. You don't want to play the Pinterest game where it's long-term unless you're selling those recipes to what you're baking. So I would go on all the platforms that are instant, that are local, and that you can target local people. Instagram has hashtags for local. Facebook has ads for locals. I guess Pinterest does too, but still Pinterest is a long-term game, y'all, and not like you don't want to bake some cookies and hope someone from your Pinterest pin's going to buy that batch. Like,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
On average, it's a 16-week turnaround for Pinterest. So yeah.
Now, if you want to bake those cookies and sell the recipes for those chocolate chip cookies, Pinterest is where it's at. Or if you want to drive traffic to your blog about baking and you want to sell affiliate stuff, Pinterest is where it's at.
Gotcha. Good to know. Thank you. Next up, we have Miss Brooke.
Oh,
I think, right?
Okay.
Yes. So they, how?
No, I'm kidding.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading this correctly. So they want to know, how do you get Pinterest to link to Facebook or Etsy?
Okay. So there's different ways you can do this. There's not a one-size-fits-all answer to this. For a website, there are plugins, widgets that you can get that will put the little pin it button on your images so that you can pin from there to Pinterest on your own website. If you had that, like I use WordPress, so I've got like the jQuery plugin that does that for Pinterest. But as far as just to go to Etsy or Facebook, which doesn't allow the pin it option, they're on, and I'd have to be looking at Pinterest to really walk you through this. So this is kind of going off the top of my head, but there is an option at the top of, I think it's like on your top right or something. It's going to depend how your account is, that you can put in a URL that you want to link something to. So you can upload a picture to save, and then you could put in the URL that you want that picture to go back to for when somebody clicks it. without a screen share, it's a little hard for me to say, but you can put any URL that you want on there for it to go back to that specific area, so that whenever somebody finds that pin, it takes them back to wherever you wanted it to go to, if you don't have that nifty pin it button like you don't have on Etsy or Facebook. So hopefully that helps. You can do that manually.
Great. Thank you, Brooke. Next up, we have Parker. And they are wondering what kind of posts do they need to post on their Facebook page, their business Facebook page?
I mean, the easy answer is video. Live video is king right now. If you can't do live video, do recorded video. If you can't do recorded video, do photos. And if you can't do photos, do text. It's kind of like the hierarchy. And y'all, that is for from our experience. But live video does tremendously well. If you can do a live, then that's an easy way to get a lot of engagement and a lot of reach on your Facebook page.
Great, thank you. And it kind of goes into the next question somebody had specifically for Damon, which was how important are doing lives for your business?
So I would go back to the last question as well and say that the type of post that matters is an engaging post. So whatever's going to make your audience talk back to you, whether your audience likes video, photos, whatever it is, just make them talk. Like, you can't just put sales post, sales post, sales post. You need to have engaging posts that relate back to sales post. Example, today I sent out a SMS message to our audience with a picture of me and my mom playing in new supplies. That was it. Guess what happened? $30,000 in sales. I didn't have to give them a call to action. They knew what it meant. So if you train your audience on how to engage with you, they will take action on it all the time. Now, as far as live video is the easiest way to grow your business, but you don't have to do it. Before Facebook Lives was around, y'all, I was selling 900 wreaths a year. It didn't change after Facebook Lives, just my audience grew.
Okay, thank you, Damon. And I'm jealous of your mom. I love craft supplies. I want to play with them. Next up, we have Christine. And so they would like to know, what are 2 or 3 things that you wish someone had told you when you were starting out your business?
This is a fun. So the 2 things I would say, 1, to take it seriously. 2, that goal is just around the corner. So don't give up, because if you stop now, you just missed it.
Yep.
You didn't stay long enough to see that change in you and the business itself, to see where it was going to go. And it's not going to be perfect ever. No matter how big your business grows, you're going to face challenges. For myself, we went through, somebody had asked a question actually, so I'll just answer that, and I was typing it too. In our growth, we had 2 very major losses in our family, like rock the core losses. And it just reminded me that I needed to buckle down, make it work, because I wanted the option to be present with the rest of my family that was around. So that's what we did. Instead of being stuck in the emotions, I used it to fire me up, and then you grow from there. And then you'll always be changing and growing in your business. So don't ever stop.
Love it. Thank you, Christine.
Christine, one more thing. What's the biggest hurdle that stops people in their businesses? Excuses.
Yeah, well, it's hidden excuses. It really is. Well, not hidden. We tell ourselves that it's technology, or I can't figure out my logo, or I don't know my business name. And really, it's because those things don't really matter, to be honest with you. They really don't. You don't need a website to start, so don't worry about that at the beginning. Just have a checkout somewhere where they can pay you, and you can give them the service or product. A to B, just like a race car. Go to A to B, you're good. So that's
Are the circles required or no? For a
Circle?
race car, never mind.
No.
So Marissa, next one. So they're wondering, is there a process or something for choosing a business name? Is there kind of a best tips how to?
Just start. I know Damon's advice of choosing a business name is like your name and what you do after it. Like just get it done. Like Christine said, that's one of the biggest thing that holds people back. So just figure out something you can always change it later. If you're wanting, another thing that you can do is I see people, they'll ask like a trusted group of people who'll give them honest feedback and ask them like what they think about them. And then you can kind of put that into your business name. But my easiest answer is just go for like Sayers & Co. It's my last name and company. The end, right? Like just get something done. You can always change it later. It's not as important as you think it is. It's really not as important as you think it is.
Gotcha. And to add to that, how do you register your craft name and where?
With an EIN, you can put your craft name there. Is that what you mean? And then also with your local city hall for a business license, you can do put your craft name there. And from there, once you have your city hall stuff, you can get a bank account.
Okay. Thank you. Next up, we have Rhonda. And they are wondering, and they said this question is for all the panelists, so feel free to whoever wants to chime in, but it's Rhonda's turn, so I'm going to ask Rhonda. How do you determine what to post on your daily, daily on your social media sites?
So when I hired my virtual assistant, I kind of knew what already worked for my page. So I usually like to post a video. I like to kind of promote for somebody else. And of course, try to sell something or post like Damon and Parker said, or when Damon did his little send out of him and his mom doing that, I try to show like when I get new supplies, I try to put that on my social media. I like sappy stuff, stuff that's going to make people kind of tear up a little bit. That works. And then I know another thing, like showing your pets, say, oh, well, here's my pet. Y'all show me your pets. That kind of stuff works. Like Damon said, get people to interact with you. Stuff that's going to make people talk back to you. That's the best thing to put on your social media.
I will post pictures of my dogs all day. Thank you, Rhonda.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have Brooke. And this person is specific. This question is specifically for you, Brooke. So they're just starting their furniture refinishing and design business. And they are asking, what's the most important tip or advice you can give them for navigating social media to sell their pieces? And they said they've joined your creative circle.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So my advice would be, and it kind of goes back to what Damon said earlier, and I say this all the time in my group, find a platform that you're passionate about, that you enjoy being on, that is a natural fit, that you would want to spend your time, and focus on learning that platform. For me, it's Facebook. I'm starting to learn to like Instagram more, but I'm just not drawn to Instagram as much. So I focus more on Facebook. And so I would just find one that you love and that you enjoy being on, and just start figuring it out. Figure out what kind of theme you need to have. Like he was even mentioning earlier, if it's a video theme, which is what's going to grow your page the most, if you're willing to do video, which I'm going to tell you to do video, and Damon's going to tell you to do video too. We know the power in that. Whether it's an e-commerce or, a shopping site or community or all the different kinds that they have, figure those, read into them, learn what each one does and what it offers and what's going to help your business the most. There's Facebook Marketplace for local selling. There's nothing wrong with being on there. Facebook Shop, posting on your business page, whatever business page you decide to go with, posting what you do, but not just what you do, your life. Like we've talked about this whole time. Know what your core values are and your goals are for your business, and base everything that you're doing on that page around that. Mine is faith, DIY decorating, and some humor. Whether anybody else thinks I'm funny, sometimes I think I'm funny. So I throw some humor out there. And and faith, like I said, and all DIY and crafts and stuff like that. And everything I post, even though it's not all something I'm selling, it all goes along with that. So that's my advice. And of course you're in my group, so feel free to ask me anytime in there on a Q&A or on any of our stuff in there. We'll be happy to help you even more in depth with that as well.
Thank you, Brooke. I think you're funny too.
Thank you.
Next up we have Parker. Parker, so moving from a crafter to a business, how do you navigate the self-employment tax and stuff along that line?
I'm going to refer you to your tax professional. I am not going to try to give you guys tax advice. Y'all are trying to get me in some kind of trap here. But seriously, you guys, taxes are complicated. So you really, really, really need to talk to your tax professional, especially when it comes to business stuff.
Great. Thank you, Parker.
I always tell everyone, I'm not answering your tax question because you are not going to be sitting in the jail cell saying, well, Damon said I didn't have to report that. It ain't happening, y'all. Listen, call your tax person, call your CPA, call sba.gov. They will walk you through it, and they know all the legalities for your city and state.
Yep.
Great. Thank you.
I'm happy to take another one, Raina, if you want.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So they said with this pandemic, how can you stand out in the community, whether it's on social media or maybe at craft fairs, stuff like that, in person stuff? How can you stand out?
Be an individual. Be a real person. It is the time for small business right now. Showing that you are a person, you have a family, you have feelings, you are happy, you're sad, whatever, is king right now. No one wants a faceless company to give money to. They want to support something they believe in. And being a person is something someone can believe in.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Parker. That's perfect.
Perfect, Parker.
Oh, thanks.
Next up, Damon, do you want to take another one or do we want to go to Christine?
No, we can.
Okay.
I'm shooting them out in the Q&A.
Yeah,
I love it. Thank you guys. We're getting through them. So this person, and this is actually perfect for you. What is your best advice for shipping a wreath? Do you go with a specific company? Do you have a specific, shipping policy?
So we use flat rate shipping, and what we did was we took 5 zip codes across the country. That gave me the West Coast, the East Coast, Central, North, South. The 5 basic ones, basically everywhere a time zone changes, use those. And then use a basic resize box. For us, it's 22 by 22 by 8. And then use the different platforms, UPS, FedEx, USPS, and literally go down the list and recalculate that price for every one of those places. Then get an average cost and use that. I will tell you that when you're just starting out, your prices are going to be a little bit higher, but as you start selling a little bit more, create an account at FedEx, create an account at UPS, and they will start negotiating with you. Y'all, just getting an account at FedEx can give you 25 to 40% off that price. Never use calculated shipping on Etsy. It's going to give your customer a priority USPS shipping fee. So for example, this actually happened this week with us. Marissa got a quote to ship something and it was like $60. Parker got that same quote from another company and it was like $17. You have to shop around and don't just go with the same price or whatever price they give you. And if you were asking not how to get a price to ship it and how to actually ship it, if you go to howtomakereese.com and type in shipping, there's a step-by-step video on how to pack it, ship it, label it, all those things.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Damon.
I always assume it's the price because that's normally what scares people.
Yeah. So we are a little bit over time. Do we want to do 2 last questions to finish our round robin? How do you guys want to do that?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Good? Okay. So Christine, almost the exact opposite of the last question you had. They are wondering, what are the common mistakes that you make when you start a business? Was there anything you would have done differently?
Okay, number 1 is I would have actually treated my business finances the way that they were meant to be treated. When you get paid for your first sale, that is not your money. That's what I would have told myself. It's not your money to go play with. It it should be your seed money to do all the other things. On the same thread is keep and maintain a budget, and always put aside, no matter how small a business you think you are, get into the habit of putting that money aside for taxes. So it is around money, because I think all the other things, there's room for error. But I think this one area, there's very, very little room for error, and you need to be consistent as you grow. But I did want to make a comment real quick, because I don't think we're going to get to them. For Elena and Sophia, congratulations. So one's 11 and one's 15, and they're commenting in this chat. And girls, that is stinking awesome. So you do you.
Okay, so number one, I didn't even know they were here. I will tell you guys, like, that's amazing at 11 and 15. And if you need help, you can email my support team, and we will be happy to help you out in some way just to help get you started.
Yes.
Like, it's so cool to see young entrepreneurs like that.
That's amazing.
Very, very proud of you guys. You guys are incredible. So yes, please reach out. We would love to help you.
Yes.
Love it. Thank you for pointing them out, Christine. So next up, we have Marissa. So they would like to know, I guess it kind of goes along with the same things, top 3 things to not do when setting up your website.
Okay. Oh gosh. I don't know, because I feel maybe trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be. So set up your homepage where it has information about you, set up a tab for them to be able to contact you, a tab that links them to your store, right? If you're on Etsy, and you can do other stuff later. I know, some people want to do like all these gallery pages and like all this fancy stuff. It doesn't need to be super fancy. Just get it done. Done is better than perfect. So I think that would be, I don't know if that's 3, but just do the bare necessities. You can always add later. Bare necessities, hit publish.
The other thing, just to add to that real quick, is make sure that you have your privacy policy, disclaimer policies, and all that. Because as long as you have a website running, there are required policies that you do need to have on your page to be operating in accordance with the FTC.
Good.
God,
Thank
that
you.
sounds so serious. I didn't mean for that to sound so serious.
And Christine.
She's the website nerd.
I love it.
Christine's like, wait.
I know.
That was a big kill.
It's very important, though. So I think that's basically, we're out of time tonight. But
So I quickly scrolled, and there was like 3 main topics. Do y'all want to just like hit those 3 main topics real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
That would answer like a lot of people's questions. So let me just do like the powerhouse on these. So like, Brooke, what is your best tip for getting people to notice your Facebook page?
It kind of goes along with what Parker said earlier. Be authentic, be yourself. Don't put on a show. Sometimes we're all a hot mess. It's okay to show that. I mean, it's going to come out if you're being real. There's only one you, and only you can be you. So do that and do it well. Be consistent, and you're gonna have those right people. I think 100% it boils down to realness and authenticity. That's what people want to see. That's what they yearn for. That's what they connect with and make relationships with.
Christine, best tip on getting traffic to your website?
Just make sure you stick to your core topics and then grow from there. Don't try to reach for all the things. Just center yourself on 3 main topics and you'll grow.
Marissa, Instagram.
Stories and Reels. Reels just launched. It's going to be the next TikTok. That's what they want it to be. While it's brand new and no one else is doing it, do Reels all day, every day, forever.
If you haven't found Reels, open up your Instagram account where you go to stories, press the stories, and the stories things looks completely different. And I just noticed I have glitter all over my face. Y'all made Reese today. And you can scroll till you find Reels. Rhonda.
We've been doing Reels. It's fun.
Rhonda, what's the key to YouTube?
The key to YouTube is consistency. I learned the very hard way. So y'all take my advice and just be consistent on when you're posting. Your fans want to see the real you, you know, be the real you, and just be consistent. That's the main key, is the consistency. And that's in everything, Facebook, YouTube, everything.
Mhm.
So that was the big topic across the board, was how to get people to your platforms.
Wait, am I not a powerhouse?
Sorry, Parker, you're not a powerhouse.
Aw. You're a technical powerhouse.
Parker, you already answered this question 3 times.
Hey, Parker, I have a question for you. How do you craft the perfect podcast voice? Because you
got it.
I paid someone for that, so I can't. Y'all, I just wanted to shout out and say thanks to all the panelists tonight. They took time out of their lives, their business, their family, their jobs, to be here and help us out and answer questions for you guys. So thank you all for being here. Thanks again, Tyler and Raina. You guys, I know we didn't get to a ton of questions, but we do have a bunch of free handouts available at makersbonus.com. It's makers with an S. One more shout out again. Thank you to the Michaels team for hosting this and letting us share our knowledge, and kind of, and hopefully inspiring some makerpreneurs.
Yeah, there was also some questions in the chat earlier about they couldn't get the bonuses to work. There's a free Facebook group that we created that all the hosts are in. It's called Makers Virtual Summit. If you want to find it on Facebook, maybe we can help figure out why you particularly couldn't get to the bonus. Sorry, Parker. I can interrupt Parker, y'all.
Yeah, he always does that. And thank you guys for showing up and participating. It's super inspiring to see so many people interested in running a business and, you know, turning their passion into a business. It's awesome. That was my heartfelt thing. So if anyone else has anything, please say something.
Shout out to Rochelle for finding us on Facebook. So she's the Michaels rep, y'all, who basically pulled this all together for us. She reached out to us and asked if we could pull something together for their team. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the speakers that I felt like had some great content to share with you guys.
Thank you, Damon.
Thank you, Damon and Parker, Rochelle from Michaels. So, and the whole panel, this is amazing. We really appreciate it. And I hope everybody tonight really enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I had a great time with everybody.
Yes.
Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Good night.
thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.